guys, welcome to another episode of The Unfortunate Reality. In this week's episode, we're just going to do something a little bit more lighthearted than last week's episode, but I tried my best, so I hope you enjoyed it anyway. But anyway, let's move right into our TikTok videos of the day, then we'll go over some border policies, and we'll finish up, of course, with our heroes into villains. Alright, so let's just dive right in with our first TikTok.
So many body positive advocates are now posting about intentional weight loss. And honestly, this should be a huge red flag to us. This is why the difference between body positivity and fat liberation is so incredibly important. And in addition, when you build an entire platform off of being body positive and it's like, your body's perfect the way it is, it doesn't need to change, yada, yada, yada. And then now you're posting videos like...
Okay, so the reason I wanted to talk about body positivity versus body liberation, fat liberation, whatever the hell you guys want to call it now. So many terms for just being fat. The reason I wanted to discuss it is because I was totally part of the positive movement. I've had 4 kids, so especially after I had my kids, I'd gained some weight. And you get really down on yourself when you gain weight. I'm not against getting a little shameful because you've gained weight. I mean, you shouldn't like surround your whole life around being heavier. Of course, I don't think you should just be like, oh, I suck. I've gained some weight, and I know the fat community hates this. I'm a thin girl, and it's like, how dare you talk about your weight? How dare you talk about your body? Well, hey man, I have body problems too. So what I was trying to say, let's get back on track here, kind of view your body as this thing that you love is so that you'll treat it better. So you'll go get exercise. So you'll eat better foods. Why would you say, I love my body, so I'm gonna fill it full of poison, and then I'm not gonna exercise, I'm not gonna move around, I'm not gonna do any of the things it needs. You can't be like, I'm body positive and I love my body, but I'm not gonna take care of my body.
Videos like, why I'm on Wegovy, why I'm on Ozempic. That goes against everything you built your platform on, shockingly. And also, can't you do those things but silently, like to yourself and not super out loud online? Just a question. Just thinking here.
I do agree with her in part of that video. Ozempic, terrible for you. No, I don't think getting on there and being like, I'm body positive and I take chemicals to lose weight. No, terrible platform. Absolutely agree with that. You should lose weight the right way. I don't agree with this newfound, not everybody can exercise and eat healthy and lose weight. Nope, sorry. I just don't think that you want to exercise. I don't think you want to eat healthy. I think you tried for maybe a day, a week, or month and just decided, to hell with this, I'm gonna go back to eating and doing what I want, and you gained all the weight back. That doesn't work for everybody, because I exercise every day, I eat healthy every day. Sometimes I cheat, you know, I eat ice cream. I just don't do it all the time. Just don't do that stuff all the time. It's called self-control. Hello, they put it in the Bible, like, don't be a glutton. And I don't even think that came from God. That was, you know, you can't be fat. We gotta walk a lot and build a lot and do a lot. So we can't wait around for your fat ass all day. But the last part of the video too. Can you not post it on the internet? Can you, like, just keep that to yourself? Bitch, you're on the internet. You're fucking complaining on the internet. I agree that, yes, they should not have been promoting to take supplements that can harm your body and promote that as a way to lose weight. But I also don't agree that you can't be body positive and also lose weight. And thirdly, if you're gonna get on the internet to complain about something, you can't sit there and say, shh, keep it to yourself. Because, bitch, keep it to yourself.
Go off and be happy in your new body. We stop shitting on your old fat self.
Please go back and watch her video. I think it's really important to get these perspectives straight from the source as opposed to someone like me who does not live in a fat body.
I love how she said, who doesn't live in a fat body? What have we done with language? I love language. It's probably one of the only things I ever was good at in school. Doing book reports, that kind of thing was my jam. A 5-paragraph essay, that was like my favorite thing to do. That's what I thought homework was going to be, and instead it was just math. It's always math. Anyway, living in a fat body? Like, no, you're not living in the fat body. You are the fat body. See? Okay, so she says, living in a fat body versus she is a fat person. Living a fat body makes it sound like she was put there against her will. She is a fat person makes it sound like she has to take responsibility for the fact that she ate a bunch of food and then never went and exercised. And now she's saying she lives in a fat body. No, 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 no. She wasn't put in the body. She made the body. That's the difference.
Basically talking about how these before and after transformation videos and pictures that people are posting are really harmful because of the way that they're talking about their former selves. As a gym owner, this is a stance that I took a long time ago. I don't allow my clients to take before and after pictures. I don't use them to advertise for the same reasons that she's talking.
If I went to a gym and they said you're not allowed to take a before and after picture, if I'm paying you to work out at either a public or private gym, have a private trainer, have a class, I don't care what it is, you're not going to tell me, an adult, that I can't take a before and after picture. I'm not allowed to measure my progress at your gym.
Fatphobic. 2, what if someone looks like your before picture and you're saying all these negative things about your former body? They're going to absorb that and feel that way about themselves. Plus, I think it's just harmful to talk about your former self that way. That former body did a lot for you. And all of this was the beginning of my own body neutrality journey that I started implementing into my business in ways like I don't give looks-based compliments. I don't say things like you look like you lost weight. And a couple years ago, I actually decided that I'm no longer going to be helping clients lose weight in any way. So if you're thinking of taking a progress picture or posting...
She doesn't encourage people. I'm sorry. I'm digesting that. She's a gym owner, right? You heard her say that. But I don't encourage people to lose weight. Okay? It's like if Cesar Millan was like, yeah, bring your dog here. I am a dog trainer. I'm such a good dog trainer. Bring your dogs here. I'll train your dogs. Oh, I actually encourage the dogs to be trained by telling them to not do anything at all. That's what actually helps the dogs want to listen to you, is if you just kind of let the dog do whatever they want. What is your gym full of? Vending machines? I'm sorry, what is going on in this gym where people are not encouraged to lose weight? Is walking into a gym and seeing exercise equipment the advertisement for losing weight in itself? You need a sign. You don't even need anyone there to say, hey, this place is to lose weight. When people walk in, they see elliptical and they see weightless, they're going to think, oh, there's a gym. This is where I lose weight. Come to my gym. I won't encourage you to lose weight. That's the worst advertisement for a gym. One more thing I wanted to add to this video too is, yeah, I get to shit all over my old body. Okay? I get to do that. It was my body. I loved it all the way through the dieting, and I loved it all the way through the exercising, and sure, I get it, my journey wasn't as long, but I still had to lose the weight. I wanted to, it was a personal goal. I used to look like that 250 pound or 300 pound girl that she's posting before. Get over it. She's not you, and you're not her. You can't just go onto the internet and look at something that you think is mean and compare it to yourself. Let's say there's a girl in Moscow, Russia, okay? And she takes a picture of herself and she posts it and she goes, oh, I'm so ugly. And she looks like me. Am I supposed to get upset and get on TikTok and cry about somebody who looked like me who thinks she's ugly? No, that's her perception of herself. That's her, not me. You can't get on there and cry because people used to be fat and they're not fat anymore and they're happy about it. If you're not happy with being fat, then do what they did. Take the journey and lose the weight. Right. Next video.
People will go on a weight loss journey and then say, oh my God, I feel so much better after losing weight. I just have more energy waking up in the morning. My body just moves better. I just feel more myself. Like, ugh, come on, guys. Whole time, they are exercising, eating more fruits and veggies, and 3, sticking to a routine. But somehow, that always gets pushed to the side as if that is an inconsequential part of why they feel better, as if it has no part whatsoever in how they felt better. It was not the fact that they increased the diversity of their diet. It was not the fact that they started moving their body more. It was the weight. It was the weight. And so many people will start these resolutions where they're moving their body more, they're diversifying their diet, and they will think, wow, I feel so much better. Get on a scale. It has no part whatsoever in how they felt better. It was not the fact that they increased the diversity of their diet. It was not the fact. And just as likely as weight loss is to happen, weight maintenance and weight gain. Those are both equal, if not more possible, possibilities. We need to be
The whole reason I played this video is because I didn't understand it. They've only lost weight because they diversified their diet, getting up, they're moving around, and that's what's making them feel better, not losing weight. It's two sides of the same coin there, babe. You lose weight when you exercise and you move around more and you eat better. So, of course, you feel better because you're eating better. The point I was trying to make is it was very circular. I didn't understand it. It was like, yes, they feel better because they are moving around. Yes, they do feel better because they're eating better. Less chemicals in their body, causing them to be depressed, sad, tired, fatigued, angry, emotional. Quit comparing yourself to other people. Sorry that your scale says something different. There's always something that you're going to look at and think, oh, I wish I looked like that.
We need to be actively deconstructing the idea that weight loss and getting smaller is what health is what feeling good is. We need to stop. Let's focus on actual health promoting behaviors in 2024. Please.
Will somebody please tell me what, in this scenario, health promoting behaviors are exactly? You can get everybody to stop saying it. You can get everybody in the world to stop saying that obesity is ugly, or being fat is unattractive, or it's unhealthy, or it's going to lead to a shorter lifespan. But the reality is it's not going to go away. Perception doesn't go away. Cardiac arrest doesn't go away.
I think body positivity started out as fat liberation work. Then it quickly turned into a lot of thin people being like, look, here's my forced rolls. Like, love yourself.
Here's my stretch mark.
Right.
It really waters down the mission.
Yeah. I think body positivity is about like a reframing of like self-love, right?
Yeah.
But fat liberation is like, we cannot self-love ourselves out of oppression. Our medical industry not caring for fat folks, the fat.
Yeah, the whole reason I did this video on this particularly is because I'm getting really sick and tired of being told because I'm attractive or I'm thin or whatever. And by the way, that's not everybody's opinion, but I've been told, thank you, in an offensive way, I guess, that I'm too pretty or too thin to talk about these kinds of things. So the problems I have with my body, I have to be silent just because your perspective of me looks better in your eyes. That's not even my perspective. But apparently if I complain about anything like that, I'm somehow degrading you because your perception of yourself in your head is worse than your perception of me in your head. That's ridiculous. I can't live by these standards. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. I don't go around pointing out to people, hey, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. I don't fucking do that. Who does that? Nobody does that. And if they do, they're assholes. They're worse than everybody else in society, so ignore them. The point I'm trying to make is nobody's walking around going, you're fat, you're ugly, nobody likes you. That's you. That's you, sweetheart. It's in here. And you gotta change this before you can change all this. And no, you might not ever be as pretty as you want to be. Who cares? Nobody. We're all gonna get old and ugly one day anyway. Let's say, for instance, I'm on the beach. Okay? 3 of my friends are a little heavier. 2 of us aren't. But I have, stretch marks. And my other friend has cellulite. They're talking about their bodies. Are we to just stand there and be like, yeah, wow, but you're so beautiful. You're still so beautiful. You're magnificent. You know what? You're the most gorgeous people on the beach right now. Is that how I'm supposed to act around people who are heavier than me? Because God forbid I talk about a stretch mark and hurt your feelings. Go from, okay, we're gonna love, 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 love. Now we're gonna hate. Now we're gonna hate hard. And we're gonna advertise why we get to hate because now it's oppression. And I understand that buying food at the store can be difficult and they put a lot of crap in there that doesn't help you lose weight. And just pay attention. When you're at the grocery store, there's so much that you can do. And the more research you do on how you can shop at the grocery store to be healthier is the more research you're gonna do on how you can grow food at home. But giving in and saying it's okay to be fat and being mad at everybody else to stay healthy, even though it's beginning to be even harder and harder, you can either learn and get out of this and it won't hurt you, or you can continue to be fat and fight to be fat because it's the path of least resistance. It's easy to be fat. There are things you can do.
Medical industry not caring for fat folks,
Yeah.
the fat pay gap, fat tax, etc.
Discrimination that you're
Right.
facing on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
That is way different from self-love.
Yeah. So fat liberation is really about understanding that fat people deserve a life with care and dignity and respect from all levels of our structures and of society and interpersonally as well. And so it is also about loving ourselves, but it's also about pushing outside of that and asking for real institutional, societal, and interpersonal change so that fat people can.
It seems like it'd be a lot more work to change out everybody's eyeballs and everybody's idea of what is healthy than it would be to just find a way to eat healthy and get exercise. Exercise is free. You do not have to join a gym. Even in your own home, there's ways to get exercise. There's more ways to exercise than there is to lay on your fat ass and watch TV all day and sit here and tell us that we all just need to accept being fat and that we're not allowed to talk. Never get up and do anything, so you're depressed and crying on TikTok? Weird. Why? Why do you want to do that? Life's hard. Bring an extra pair of underwear. Alright, so we're going to dive right into our political topic of the day. The left's been pretty obsessed with Trump saying he's going to be a dictator for a day. Of course, Donald Trump did say that, but I'll play a speech for you after I show you what the left has to say about Donald Trump being a dictator for one whole day. We're going to start with Seth Meyers on the Late Night Show.
But there is one thing he has nevertheless been extremely clear about: his desire to install himself as a dictator if he wins another term. When it comes to that, he's been laser focused and very
And blah, 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 blah. And that's pretty much here, we'll watch a clip from CNN.
A dictator for a day. Donald Trump in Iowa last night offered ample opportunity by a friendly host and audience to make clear he won't lean into his authoritarian tendencies if he wins the election. An opportunity that Trump took and did this.
Do you in any way have any plans whatsoever, if reelected president, to abuse power, to break the law, to use the government to go after people?
You mean like they're using right now?
Also, nice. You mean like what they're doing?
Presidential frontrunner idly musing about being a dictator, even for a day, is not normal stuff.
It's not normal stuff. Okay, so this is...
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
Oh, there's plenty of people seeking asylum. Oh, really, Creepy Joe? Weird that they're all men and military age. According to the left, that's perfectly normal for him to say that, along with all the crazy other nonsense he said, considering he's pretty much brain dead. Kamala Harris just moving the voodoo doll around stage. Once when I was in Ukraine. Oh, I better not say anything. Better not say anything. According to the left, perfectly normal, but Trump joking about being a dictator. He's basically going to be king. He's going to get there and put the crown on. You know what? I'd let Trump be king at this point. I mean, if it's Kamala Harris, the voodoo doll, and Creepy Joe, I'd take Trump the king any day. That's why Trump even said he was going to be a dictator for a day in the first place, and I will play his speech. I'm going to read you an oversight from the House. The Biden administration has failed to detain most illegal aliens during removal proceedings, releasing over 75% of illegal aliens encountered by Border Patrol in December 2023. In addition, the administration has failed to remove most of the illegal aliens encountered during Joe Biden's presidency.
And the new disinformation is that I'm a dictator. And the press, of course, as you know, is really bad. I was doing like a town hall with Sean Hannity a couple of weeks ago. And he said, so you're not a dictator, are you? He said, and you won't be. I said, Sean, I will be a dictator for one day. We're going to close up the border and we're going to drill, baby, drill. And after that, I will never be a dictator, okay?
He was joking about it because he's going to open up the pipeline, which would be really alleviate just a lot of stress. I'm in huge support of that. He said he's going to deport all of the illegal aliens. Now we're supposed to call them, what, undocumented people or sad people? I don't know which one ever they keep wanting us to call them. Anyway, I use the proper term because what they're doing is totally illegal. And let's not forget, never forget this, Joe Biden does not need a bill from the Senate, but Joe Biden can close the border at any time. He would actually be doing his job if he closed the border. Also, by the way, just like to add that Trump is totally backed up by this. It being completely out of control, they'd eventually have to sign something, and by the time Trump gets into office, he wouldn't be able to close the border without being impeached. Otherwise, he would be a dictator. He would literally be king. So, and I say that most of us are backing him when he says he's going to be dictator for a day, and he's going to get all the illegal immigrants out of our country, because it's gone horribly, horribly wrong. This is our up-to-date coverage of the border.
Saying they're coming here for asylum. They're admitting they're coming here for jobs. They hear that they'll get in. And
many coming from Asia. Where are you from?
India.
India.
China.
China.
Georgia.
Georgia. Ma'am, where are you from?
China.
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 Yeah.
China.
Yeah. China.
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 my message to President Biden is close down the border based on the policy changes that have allowed.
I'm sure you all have actually heard that Alejandro Mayorkas was impeached, finally. Also, let's keep in mind here as well, it caused this problem. Let's look at the chart. Even back when Barack Obama was president, the illegal immigration was still low. Now you get to Trump's 4 years of presidency, it's nearly nothing. And now we're at Biden's 4 years of residency, and we're at the highest we have ever been as a country. So they caused this problem. Now they want to turn around and say it's their fault.
Welcome back. The Biden administration and Congress are at an impasse over policy changes and funding at the southern border. The president has asked Congress for additional funding to boost resources at the border, but Republicans blocked a bipartisan border package earlier this month that was tied to the funding.
This is not true.
Homeland Security officials are now facing a dwindling flow of money for border enforcement, and House Republicans are refusing to free up funds without sweeping changes to immigration policies.
The Republicans who said they didn't want this, and everybody that said they didn't want this, and we secretly opened up the border until people started to notice. Everybody knows it's open. If you don't know it's open, if you don't know that there's millions of illegal immigrants in our country, then you are living in a cave. They don't need money to close the border. They just close it. Closed. They need a bill to get more money for the illegal immigrant. They need money to put money on their credit cards and money to put on their food stamp cards. That's what they need the money for. So when they say Republicans are not allowing us to close the border, House Republicans are not signing it because they cannot afford to. And for whatever reason, Democrats are just terrible with money. So the only reason that Trump said that was basically because he's going to make sure that every single illegal immigrant is removed from our country and put back in their own country. It's actually a good cause, so just calm down. He's a good guy, so just stop dogging on him all the time. On to our final segment of the day, Heroes into Villains. Eminem is going to be on our Heroes into Villains. He is our honorary guest today, guys. I had heard about it in circulation, and he was like, if you support Trump, you can't be my fan anymore, or whatever bullcrap. So I had heard it, and I thought it was a little outdated, but then I saw this. And
except when it's the having the balls to go against me, you hide them. Because you don't got the nuts like an empty asylum. Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for. Because that's how he gets his rocks off and he's orange. Yeah, sick tan. That's why he wants us to disband, because he cannot withstand the fact we're not afraid of Trump walking on eggshells. I came to stomp. That's why he keeps screaming, drain the swamp, because he's in quicksand.
He's dissing on Trump that I'm saying he's a villain now. It was just how poorly he actually rapped. That was the thing that actually got me. I mean, his rap was sad. He was sad. Really, bro? That's it? That's all you got? Like, that's your biggest slam dunk on Donald Trump? Well, according to this, he did end up regretting it. So according to the Fader, Eminem expresses regret for anti-Trump freestyle claims. What his lyrics were: any fan of mine who's a supporter of his, I'm drawing in the sand a line you're either for or against. Anyway, he goes on, I'll just read this one portion of how pathetic he would have rewrote The Ringer, and it's still just so pathetic, but here's one line. That line in the sand, was it even worth it? Because the way I see people turning, it making it seem worthless. It's starting to defeat the purpose. I'm watching my fan base shrink to thirds, and I was just trying to do the right thing. But word. No, you weren't trying to do the right thing. Getting paid by an elitist company to alienate a specific group of people for what they believe. And that's wrong. It's prejudice. You are a prejudiced, Eminem. And they understand he's probably the only one that's going to get him there, or even gives a crap about us even getting there anymore. As far as I'm concerned, the Biden administration and the entire deep state that runs the Biden administration doesn't give a flying crap about us. They don't give a rat's ass about us. In fact, they're waiting for us to probably die off. One more thing I'll add to this Heroes into Villains segment is, don't make a rap song, don't make a joke, don't make a movie or whatever, and then when half of your fan base or whatever decides they don't want to follow you anymore, act all pathetic and like, I was just trying to do the right thing, but whatever, I'm sorry guys. And just try to act like everything's good and dandy. No, sorry, you're boycotted in my book. I won't buy Bud Light, I won't listen to Eminem. You are boycotted in my book. You supported the wrong side. This isn't red versus blue. This isn't black versus white. This is wrong versus right. I don't like it when people come back and try to give some shady apology for crap that they tried to pull on us because they're losing money. Sorry, but if your only reason that you're gonna do anything ever is because of money and fame, I'm not interested in you anymore at all as a person. Pitiful and it's disgusting, so Eminem, you are hereby on the villains list. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of The Unfortunate Reality. I hope to see you next week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Hug your children, and may the odds be ever in your favor.